Let's talk about how to record Skype calls, and you can use this tactic for podcast recording. You can use it for other formats when it comes to recording in general. So let's have a conversation about that. Here's the approach I want you to really pay attention to. So when we talk about recording Skype calls, there are pros and cons, and it's one of those things where I really want to really go a little granular here. So if you are new to podcasting or video creation in general, you can use Skype to capture content with decent quality, even if you don't have much technical skill. However, there are some downsides to using Skype to record your content. And so let's talk about the pros and cons first. So the pros. So let's talk about the pros of Skype recording. So Skype is actually a great recording solution if you don't have a lot of technical knowledge or don't have money in your budget to pay for a recording software. And Skype used to be the biggie back in the days, like for 10 years or 15 years. It used to be a lot of like a big player in this space until you have had the advent of Zoom and other players. So some of the advantages of using Skype to record calls include Skype's interface is intuitive and easy to use to record calls. Nothing complicated, very straightforward. So the UX and UI are really simple. Skype is free and doesn't require a license to use. And Skype is compatible with most devices and integrates with many third-party apps. So again, what we love about Skype is the simplicity here. So nothing complicated. You don't have to scale anything at all. Okay. So those are the pros of Skype recording. What about the cons here? Skype is free and simple to use, but there are also some drawbacks to using the program. You have like Skype relies primarily on an internet connection for recording and doesn't record locally. And Skype is kind of similar to a Zoom in that sense, but the comparison stops there. And so Skype compressed the audio and video recordings heavily, so they do actually those audio and video compression. And the recording quality of the built-in recorder is sometimes unreliable. You never know, when you have, let's say you're talking to someone via Skype and the quality of the image really fades, and Skype does not have transcription services that turn speech into text. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Let me give you a winner here. So let's talk about the methods to record Skype calls. You can rely on several methods for recording Skype calls, and each method produces a different level of quality, really. The method best for you will depend on the equipment you have and the technical skill level that you have, and also those who are recording with you. So let's first, we have four. We have our research has unveiled four techniques, four methods to record Skype calls. If you are a podcaster or you're just a coach or a consultant, you need to record calls. And so the first one is you can record using Skype itself. So Skype has a built-in recorder that makes it very easy to capture your calls and turn them into online content. And the Skype recorder is easy to use, but it doesn't produce the best quality. And also the program doesn't have any editing features. So Skype actually relies on an internet connection and doesn't record locally. So you will lose quality and content if your service gets interrupted. Though it's really the simplest solution you can think about, we would not recommend using the built-in recorder if you want studio quality, especially if you are thinking about your podcast with a commercial orientation. You want to have studio quality. And Skype, if you record yourself, you don't have that quality. So let's talk about the pros and cons here. So the pros, Skype is free to use and no additional download is required here. What about the cons? Well, no double-ender recording, and a Skype account is required for participants. The second strategy you can have here is the use to a double-ender recording method. And double-ender recording records audio and video recorded separately by each Skype participant, actually stored on their respective computers. This method of recording a Skype call ensures that no quality is lost during recording. However, this is a big however here, it can be tricky to get everything set up correctly. So both you and the other person, all people, if you have several guests rather, the other people you're recording need to have some technical proficiency to use this method effectively. So we only recommend this option if you know you can rely on everyone on the call to set up their equipment correctly. What are the pros and cons of this method here? Pros, more editing possibilities. The method also produces studio quality recordings. What about the cons? Well, you have moderate to advanced technical knowledge required and inconvenient for guests, most of the time at least. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about how to record Skype calls. The third strategy you can employ here is to use Skype call recording software. And you have a lot of players on the market, a lot of commercial software tools. So call recording software offers the easiest and most reliable method for capturing HD video content. And video recording software comes in all shapes and sizes. So make sure to do your homework before committing to one. And in addition to producing professional quality audio and video, call recording software will usually have editing and publishing capabilities to streamline your workflow. And so let's talk about the pros and cons of that method. So pros, you have all-in-one recording, editing, and publishing solution. So this is really good. You have, in some cases, advanced editing and production capabilities, especially if you have a sizable podcasting operation behind you. What about the cons here? Well, content can be lost if recording software crashes, which can happen, and it does happen. And pricey software, the licensing can be really pricey sometimes. So some software licensing can really run in the hundreds of dollars per month. This is really crazy, but yeah. The fourth method is to use audio equipment to record Skype calls. So if you are an experienced podcaster or creator with some technical ability, you can use audio equipment to record Skype calls. Some of the other recording options might be simpler, but using audio equipment will provide outstanding recording quality, and provide more options for editing and post-production. So you can record Skype with a mixer. So this recording method is only for creators with advanced technical knowledge. So if you want to improve the audio of your Skype recordings, a mixer will let you adjust the audio levels of your mic as well as the microphone of your guest. And this produces a recording where it sounds like you and your guest are in the same room, even if hundreds of miles apart. What are the pros and cons of this strategy? Well, the pros, you have more control over recording audio level. You have more audio input options. What about the cons? Well, some technical experience is required and equipment can be expensive. That's for recording Skype with a mixer. You can also record Skype with a digital recorder. And digital recorders provide a great solution for saving the audio for your recording instantly so you don't lose any content. The process involves connecting headphones to a digital recorder and then connecting the recorder to your computer using a 3.5 millimeter stereo cable. If on a tight budget and don't already have a digital recorder, this might not be the best recording method for you. So what are the pros and cons here? The pros, recordings are saved instantly. They have improved audio quality. What about the cons? Well, additional equipment expenses and setup requires technical knowledge. So let's talk about the steps here. How do you record Skype calls? And you can choose from several methods for recording Skype calls. And it's one of those things where you have to see which option works for you. How do you record calls in Skype on Windows? So Skype's built-in recorder works on a Windows system to record the audio and video of your calls. And so I'll give you a few quick steps that will allow you to start recording a Skype call from within the program on your PC. So you want to open the Skype app. You want to locate your contact and select audio call or video call to start a Skype session. You want to click on the menu button, 3 dots in the lower right corner of the screen. You want to click Start Recording. And you want to select Stop Recording from the top left corner of the screen or when your call is finished. How do you record calls in Skype on a Mac? Well, the Mac system's built-in QuickTime screen recorder makes it easy to record Skype calls on a Mac OS desktop. And just use this step-by-step guide to record calls on Skype using a Mac. So step number 1, from your applications, select QuickTime Player. Step number 2, you want to select File and then select New Screen Recording. Step number 3, you want to click the icon next to the Record button and select Built-in Input, Internal Microphone to use your computer's mic. Step number 4, you want to click Record. Step number 5, you want to select the portion of your screen that includes your Skype window or choose to record your entire screen. And step number 6, you want to begin your Skype conversation. So pretty straightforward. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about how to record Skype calls. Let's quickly talk about the best Skype call recorder software. So if you want better quality than the Skype built-in recorder can deliver, screen recording software is a great alternative. And so these programs have many additional features that will allow you to record, edit, and publish your content all from the same place. You want to have this sort of centrality here, okay? A lot of call recorder software uses localized recording to produce HD quality recordings you can polish up and share online with just a couple of clicks. And so the first one is the Riverside. Great opportunity. So Riverside actually is great. Many popular podcasters, including any like large news outlets, they use Riverside thanks to its powerful video recording features. And the software uses double-ender recording, so you don't lose like a second of content or a video quality because of a poor internet connection. And Riverside's features make it easy for creators to record unique video content for podcasts and other formats. That's really cool. So in terms of system compatibility, you have Mac OS and Windows. Fantastic. Video quality, you have 4K, so that's 2160. So here, it's not 1080, it's 2160 rather. The platform, you have desktop or iOS devices, not a problem. And the best features for podcasters and video creators, you have uncompressed audio and video recordings that are independent of connection, separate audio video tracks for up to 8 participants, automated audio and video editing, ease of use for host and guest, automatically transcribe video to text. Fantastic. And then you have Call Notes, another player that we love a lot. So Call Notes is really fantastic too. So Call Notes is really great in terms of flexibility. And Call Notes has 3 subscription plans: Basic, Premium, and Pro. The basic version of the software is free. However, it's actually limited to 10 recordings a month. It doesn't really come with basic functionality like HD recording or a pause recording feature. And the Pro subscription actually lets you edit your audio and video files and even has a transcription feature. And you can also share and save your recordings via Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive, and YouTube with just a couple of clicks with the Pro plan. Fantastic. And unfortunately, CallNote does not work with Skype for Business at this time. They're still trying to really work on it though. You have Ecamm's call recorder, another player here. And so Ecamm is kind of cool because it has an intuitive call recorder that's very easy for Mac users to record audio and video from Skype. Ecamm captures HD quality recordings and has side-by-side and split-screen recording capabilities, great for creating video content. The recording software doesn't have a built-in editor, but it does allow you to split your tracks after a call for easier editing into a separate program. If you have an older Mac, this software might not be compatible with your system. It does not operate on M1. Another player is MP3 Skype recorder. So here you have, this is a great option if you only need to record the audio from your Skype calls. As the name of the program suggests, recordings are saved as MP3 files for easy storing and sharing. This free program doesn't have video recording capabilities, but it's a great solution for improving your audio quality and audio recording quality. And with an easy-to-use interface, you can start using the software to record Skype calls instantly. This is really cool. So in terms of the best features for podcasters and video creators, you have automatic recording capabilities. You have a tool that integrates with Skype or conference recording, and you can record actually multiple Skype calls simultaneously. So this is kind of cool. You also have Eva Air. So this is another player here. And this Eva Air Skype video recorder works with Microsoft Teams to capture high quality audio and video. This is really cool. And there's no data loss because this software records from the original audio and video sources. And it has multiple recording options that include local, webcam only, audio only, and screencast. So you have a lot of possibilities here in terms of how you actually slice and dice the opportunities. One thing I want to say here is that when we talk about Eva Air or all the other players in the industry, you are constantly dealing with a suite of offers. Okay, for instance, when you have Eva Air here, you have the ability to change things as you move along. So basically, you have a picture-in-picture and side-by-side recording options. You can record videos as MP4 or AVI files, and you have adjustable video codecs, resolution, aspect ratio, and frame rate. So this is just fantastic. One thing I want to say, I want to go back to quickly to MP3, actually MP3 Skype recorder. Basically, you have automatic recording capabilities. You have a tool that integrates with Skype conference recording, and a tool that can record actually multiple Skype calls simultaneously. And think about it, it's free. This is just fantastic. The other player, you have Ecamm. Ecamm, you can easily convert calls to video or MP3 files. You have multi-track recording features, and you also have a live broadcast schedule feature. This is also. Let me give you a few pro tips before we close to this conversation. So the thing is that you want to record Skype calls for podcast and video content. It's one of those things where you have to see what your audience is looking for. You can record your Skype calls, not a problem. Skype does have a native option that allows you to record calls. If you want better recording quality, as I said, you want to use call recorder software or audio recording equipment. Okay, not actually just to use whatever is available in Skype. But again, it's all about what your audience is expecting. Because sometimes some podcast audiences don't really care about the quality of the image, because see, they care more about the quality of the audio. Because when we talk about Skype, when we talk about podcasting in general, the primary element here is audio. So if people want to listen to your podcast, maybe they will forgive you if the video quality is a little crappy. But if the audio quality is crappy, then you're going to lose subscribers like crazy, right? And it's one of those things where, again, you have to really, if you know your audience pretty well, if you know their expectations, the pain points they're trying to solve by listening to you, then you will do the right thing. And one thing I want to say here is that you have all kinds of possibilities in terms of what will work. If you remember, I gave you 4 methods for you to actually record Skype calls. You can record using Skype itself. You can use the double-ender recording method. You can use the Skype call recording software, or you can use audio equipment to record Skype calls. And the Skype call recording software, those I gave you a couple of them. You have a Riverside, you have a Call Note, you have Ecamm's call recorder, you have a MP3 Skype recorder, you have Eva Air. The question is which one is right for you. Okay. The thing is that you can always see which one works for you. A lot of those software tools, they have free programs, they have free versions. So you want to avail yourself first of the free version and see if you like it or not before actually buying the real thing. That way you actually are covering yourself, you're covering your butt in terms of risk management. So you don't end up with costly, unnecessary tools that you can't really use. It's always important to first test out waters and see what works before actually committing for real. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Let's quickly do a recap of today's conversation. So I was talking to you about how to record Skype calls. I give you the approach, the winner, the steps, the pro tips, and now the recap. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.